Hey, what's up? Liron here. Thank you for joining me in today's video. And today I want to share with you a story as old as time. I'm going to talk about the story of not giving up, something I talk about a lot in this channel, and we're going to combine it with a painting process that I did. So it's not going to be a live me painting for you, but rather me reviewing an existing painting process. I also have my computer here just for reference because I'm going to go over the stages and it's going to be interesting. So for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, I've been itching to properly tackle a subject that's a little more complex, that has a little more nuance, and that I can really sink my teeth into rather than paint a lot of quick short paintings. Okay, and this is the one I chose. This is the reference photo I'm going to show you on screen. What a typical building here looks like. I love cityscapes. It's one of my favorite things to draw and paint and urban sketch and whatnot. So I wanted to do this one. And here is the thing. I knew that I won't finish the painting in one sitting, not even close to it, because I wanted to really take my time with it. Now, the only downside of doing it this way and taking your time is that in between sessions, well, that's actually an advantage. Let me go back a bit. That one of the disadvantages is if you stop midway, you're at risk of being stuck in the quote-unquote ugly stage of the painting, that we're all familiar with, that ugly stage. So here's what I want to show you. First off, let me show you the drawing stage, and hopefully you took a good look at the reference photo. I'm going to show you everything, like from zoom in, everything. So this is my drawing stage, and it's actually from my Instagram stories. So a slightly larger piece, going to work patiently on it, and you can see the drawing is still pretty loose. Now I actually went ahead and added more details to it before I started painting it, but it was very mild and gentle. You probably wouldn't even notice too much taken at this distance from the painting, from the sketch, sorry. So this is the sketch that I did. Now let me show you. Here's the key. I'm going to show you the next one. This is what I had after my first session. So I decided basically I'm going to paint the areas that are the most well lit but not white. So I skipped the highlights and painted the buildings and the sunlight hitting them. And then I was like, it will be interesting to see the contrast with the sky. So let me go ahead and paint the sky too. And then I stopped because I've been working on it for a while. I wanted to stop. I had other things to do, and I love to pace myself with these pieces so that I know I'm not going into autopilot mode and I keep getting back to it with a fresh set of eyes. But remember, the disadvantage is you come back to it and this is what you look at. It looks so bizarre. Really, it looks bizarre on my computer as well. Okay, and you really can get into the trap of thinking this is the potential of this painting and this is where I'm gonna be done and it's gonna look really, really bad. But don't let that fool you. So next stage, and I'm gonna show you of course a few zoom-ins, but next stage, making progress, believe in yourself. Painted that palm tree, added some of the foliage. What I wanted to do, my plan for the palm tree, was get an initial wash of green underneath that will be used as a highlight. So once I add the shadows, this is eventually going to be the highlights on that palm tree and all of the little leaves and details. But I still haven't painted the darkest, and I still haven't painted even the mid-value darks. So what you see here is so off. Only the sky is kind of a mid-value dark. But remember to believe in yourself. And I kept reiterating this on the Instagram story. Okay, so no zoom-ins for this one, but look at the next one. And here's where I start gaining confidence. All I did, if I'm going to compare the two stages, is simply add those mid-value shadows, not even the darkest darks, partially the darkest darks for the below buildings, but look at how immediately it has this pop to it. It gets this sense of depth. It looks like something. And this is something very fun for me to do, to review a painting process, because for these kinds of paintings, I love focusing on it really, really well, and sometimes the camera distracts me. Just the thought of I'm running out of space in the camera or I need to recharge the camera distracts me, not even just the fact that I'm filming myself. So I love to take snapshots and then I can actually review the process with you this way. So here is where I'm starting to gain confidence, and I promised and I think I'll deliver, and it looks just so much better. But look at the bottom section. It should be much darker. So what I do is take it one step further and darken it, and also adding a few more rich shadows to the palm tree and to the details, the intricate details of the leaves. Now, with these paintings, I do like to take my time, and a lot of people are scared to do that for a very good reason, and a reason I understand. A lot of people are scared that if they work slowly, they lose that watercolor magic, and to some extent, that can happen. You're at risk of this happening. But not necessarily. I'm a great believer in once you learn the technique, you need to really allow yourself to explore it in different ways. So if you keep pressurizing yourself to paint fast, paint fast, paint fast, connect all of the shapes together, you will lose out on a lot of growth. And this is what I wanted to make sure I don't lose out on in this process. So yes, I took my time, I painted the leaves slowly. Did I compromise some flow? Probably, but look at what it looks like and the intricacy of the leaves. I love that. I love this tape. So I paid the price, but I actually gained a lot back. So yeah, now it's not done because we have a bunch of small details to add, and let's see if you can trace them. It's mostly around the windows, around these different pipings and stuff that move around the air conditioning units. So let me show you, and this is the final result. I'm going to also show you a couple of zoom-ins, of course, but if you compare the two and you look at the previous stage and this one, there's actually quite a lot of added details just to give the viewers something to stop and really hold their attention on. Whether it's these wires running across or even the small sign on the building, that's what the street numbers are like here in Tel Aviv. So it's a very, very cool process in my opinion. And it goes to show you, you cannot judge it based on that first stage where if you really sink your teeth into a process, yes, you're gonna stop at some point and it won't look finished when you return to it. And you have to understand it's just another layer in the process, a meta layer, not a layer, not like an actual watercolor layer, but rather a metaphysical layer in the process of building up the painting. And this layer could be a couple of layers, just generally speaking. But in any case, here it is, a couple of zoom-ins. And here is the bonus for anyone who's stuck around to this point. We're going to remove the tape together because I still haven't, and you get the first sneak peek edit. So let's get to it. Let's take it to the table. I'm going to show you. So here is the painting in its full glory. And obviously not as good of a quality as the pictures I showed you, but I will share a picture of the final result with the tape removed. So here we go, top side, and you can see the tape is loosened up a bit. That's fine. That happens when I use the hair dryer or just naturally. I don't know, this tape is okay, it's not perfect. But in any case, last side. Are you ready? Are you ready to see the final result? I sure am. After about a week of waiting to see it, here it is. Final result. A very fun process, glowy, beautiful, represents what a building here looks like, has a sense of place, all of these small intricate details. And I hope you enjoyed this kind of a thing where I kind of show exclusively a first view on YouTube of what a painting looks like without the tape, which I haven't done in a while now. And yeah, this is it. I don't know, sometimes people never ask to see the other side, but here's what it looks like. Look at all these curved parts of the paper because of the paint. The tree, actually, this isn't the same value and temperature as the building. I went ahead and put a very thin glaze on it to make it slightly darker. It felt wrong when it was the same value as the building. A lot of small nuances. Yes, a lot of simplification here where I barely put anything. Could this one be done more gracefully? Of course it could. Could there be improvements to it? Yes, but I was looking forward to really doing a process that's a little slow, a little more measured, and if I pay some kind of a price for it, then so be it. But I still think I preserved some nice flow here and there. So in any case, now let's wrap it up. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and here it is. Final result. Very proud of this one. And when you sink your teeth into a painting and you take your time with it, even if the result isn't perfect, you do know you did your best and you were focused and you were concentrated. But I do think you will be surprised at how good of a result you do get when you actually take your time and work with patience. Something I also talked about quite a bit, where it is important to not rush the process. Work as fast as you can, but also don't rush it. And that combination between taking your time with the process, but working fast enough during the painting and kind of getting the right balance of things, it's a never-ending, I don't want to say struggle, but a never-ending balancing act in watercolor painting. You'll always deal with this kind of a nuance, and you can always crank up the patience or crank up the flow, or decide whatever you want to prioritize one over the other. But in any case, now it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed seeing this process kind of in snapshots and pictures. I actually have more processes that I didn't film, but I have snapshots for. So let me know in a comment below if you want me to do more of that, because I am taking my time working more on my skills and patience, and that leads to fewer processes filmed and more processes done in private. So thank you so much. Don't forget to drop a like. Let me know again in a comment down below. Subscribe if you still aren't, and I will see you again in the next video real soon.